All right, aloha, and good morning, everyone. Today is the week of August 9th to the 15th, and we are looking at a live view of the traffic outside. Unfortunately, there was a multiple car accident in Nanakuli, and unfortunately, it's affecting the whole coast. Right now, traffic is backed almost up to, if not past, Waianae Comprehensive. Like I mentioned, today is week of August 9th to the 15th. So we're going to be covering a couple different things. Obviously, the elephant in the room is the tropical storm that turned into a hurricane last night. But before we do that, we'd like to thank Lanterns Restaurant and Tavern for hosting us today, the Living 96792 weekly update. If you haven't visited them, be sure to come out and check them out. Located right here in Maile at the Maile Sunset Marketplace on the second floor. And here we go. Here is currently a hurricane, as it's predicted to be a hurricane right now, according to the National Hurricane Center. It is going to be a hurricane as of 2 a.m. Saturday, which is the most recent update that I pulled this morning off of their the National Hurricanes website. Thanks to Darius Kila for providing us with some information. So right now we should be preparing for the storm. It is currently still a tropical storm, but will turn into a hurricane as forecasted on Saturday morning. So make sure you have these items, these important items. Make sure you have food and water, first aid kit and medications. Protect your home, prepare your pets, fuel your vehicles. I know as the storm progresses closer, we know how it gets during the storm. So make sure you folks are taking the time now before everybody starts scrambling for fuel. Flashlights and batteries. Charge your phones and battery packs if you got those Milwaukee batteries or DeWalt batteries, and you got those little adapters that'll let you charge your phones and stuff. Make sure you charge up those. Fuel up your generators. Secure outdoor items, and stay informed. So make sure you're watching the news, watching the updates that are coming out from the different representatives that represent 96792, and know your evacuation zone. There are several evacuation centers that are out there, so make sure you find out that information. I haven't seen any postings on when they will be opening, if and when they will be opening, but right now we do know there's several. I can't comment on which ones exactly will be available, but I know our representatives will be addressing that. So make sure you follow them. Follow Darius Kila and Chris Moroka, Andrea Tupuola, all of the members that are in charge of our community, all the representatives. So from the Board of Water Supply, they are asking us to build an emergency kit, store some emergency water, know your evacuation forms, and actually stay informed. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, there is an app that the state has. It's the HNL app, HNL Alert. So you can download that off the Google and Apple store. It's called HNL Alert. And we know, folks, we are smack dab in the middle of hurricane season right now, so make sure you're getting up-to-date information, getting accurate information. As a family, get together and develop a plan, because we know sometimes when emergencies happen, especially like tsunamis, flash flooding, sometimes we can be separated and not with each other. So develop a plan. for where your loved ones will go in the event that there is an emergency. You know, your friends, other family that live on various places throughout the community. So make sure everybody has a spot to go in the event that they do get caught outside of Waianae, especially, you know, how we saw with the last potential tsunami that we had. The roads were just absolutely crazy. So just now's the time to talk about it. You know, we still got a couple days before the storm gets here. Unfortunately, the last storm that kind of progressed in a similar manner that really impacted Kauai and Oahu was Iniki. And I remember being at Nanakuli High School band room, and it ended up turning into a tropical storm, and it still hit with a lot of rain and stuff, but it was pretty frightening as a child. So you know, to be able to comfort your children and let them know that we're prepared. You know, make sure you guys have plans in place. Emergency supplies stocked. You know, food, canned goods that can last. Make a go bag for each member of the family. Make sure you folks have a go bag with the essentials. You know, first aid, some clothing. If you got to pick up and go, power and radio backups. So typically during a natural disaster, cell phones don't work. So the emergency management tends to use the radio, the regular FM radio, AM radio stations to send out information to everybody. So if you don't have a crank radio, I know personally, I saw at City Mill that they have not only solar but also crank radios available. So City Mill Waianae has those. I'm sure there's other locations like Home Depot and Granger and stuff like that, especially now that it's hurricane season. They should have that available. And make your property prepped for hazards. So if you have anything outside of your house that could potentially become airborne in the faster winds, I know they're forecasting 70-mile-an-hour winds, but right now from the weather forecast I see gust up to 50. So that can definitely move some items, your trash cans, bring them off the street, just to, you know, prevent any kind of property damage. So yesterday I had the opportunity to attend the Rotary Mains Business with the Waianae Coast Rotary. It was pretty cool. There was probably a total about 40 people there, hosted by the new leader of Waianae Coast Rotary, Glenn. That was awesome to be invited by that. If you own a small business in 96792, definitely reach out on Instagram. I'd love to get you on our directory. I'd love to get you on the show in our business spotlight. Coming up, the first episode of our business spotlight, we're gonna have a gentleman named Dre, who is from PC Island. He builds custom PCs out inside of Helilua. So he's making some amazing custom PCs. So if you folks are interested in gaming or anything like that, make sure you check him out as a PC Island on Facebook. Coming up next week, we have the Farm Resource Fair in Makeke on Friday, August 21st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Albeit, if we're not majorly impacted by the storm, at Waianae Comp. I know they also had, I don't know if it was this past week or the week before, time's flying by, but they also had the Waianae Comprehensive Appreciation Day. That was pretty cool. They actually watched the new live action Moana on the lawn, so that was pretty cool. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, Living 96792 on the Apple App Store. We're getting approved for the Android App Store right now. We had to resubmit because there were some changes that had to be made, but there is a ongoing calendar of events that's on there. So yeah, this one starts at 10 a.m. Farm Resource Fair in Makeke. So they're gonna have food, they're gonna have raffles and giveaways, and this is sponsored by Hanai Kaiaulu, Elepaio, and Go Farm Hawaii, and Waianae Comp's Makeke program. One more is coming up. Ready, Set, Go. If you'd like to attend an in-person, and if you have any questions in regards to being ready for wildfires, They're gonna have it again on August 25th. As far as I know, it's still scheduled for that 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at the Community Learning Center in Maili. The Hawaii Wildfire Management Organization, as well as Kingdom Pathways, Pilinamoku, Ka'ala Farms, Malama Learning Center, and Elepaio, and Hui Huliao. Ka'ala Farms is hosting it with Georgette Stevens. I'm not sure if she's going to be there on this one. I'm pretty sure somebody from Ka'ala Farms will be there. And if you're not able to physically attend that event, you can attend or watch the stream that I did on the last one. It's available on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is live from 96792. You could be either watching this live on YouTube or Instagram right now. Today was the first time trying to stream it to Instagram. So if there's any glitches or hiccups, please forgive me. Still working out the kinks, but we're getting there. The main thing is that we're taking massive action. We're live, direct, representing our community. Real quick about that, I wanted to touch about something I heard last night at the Rotary Means Business event. This is something that I truly feel at heart. There's no reason why we have to drive out of Waianae to get what we need. And if there is, then that void can be filled with an entrepreneur in our community. Maybe we should start a page or a forum that if somebody needs a service that's not available in our community, that's an opportunity, especially if we can thumbs up it if other people are looking for that service. I mean, you got HVAC, you got construction companies, you got electricians, you got all of these things that live right in our community, and ultimately it'll help with the traffic. It'll also help with, I even talked to one of the contractors here. He said he'd love to give a discount just for working with anybody in the community, so that way he doesn't have to drive far. So, and I'm sure that sentiment extends to all of the businesses on this side. We got a lot of talented cooks, bakers, crafts people. At the Makeke is one of the places that you can find them. So coming up again this Saturday, which I don't have a graphic for, unfortunately. This Saturday, all pending on the storm. So they may end up canceling, but typically every Saturday, Waianae Comprehensive hosts their Makeke farm at Waianae Mall behind the old Pizza Hut, which is now Puffs, 808 Puffs. So if you'd like to check out some of the new businesses on there, they'll be there on Saturday. And once again, folks, that's been your weekly update for the week of August 9th through the 15th. We thank you so much for supporting us and staying tied. The goal of this whole platform, Living 96792, is to unite and become a central point for getting information that's not always posted on social media. Hence the reason why we have a local a mobile app. So I know some people don't like to go on social media to get updates about the community, which is the reason why we built the mobile app for events and business directory and knowing what is happening with traffic. So right now we'll go back to our live cam. Our live cam right now outside unfortunately is backed up. So most employers will be okay if you call them and just give them heads up, that you're running late and the traffic is major. They can see it on Google Maps, and it's bad. The traffic is super bad. So I ask that you all drive safely. Again, I can't say her name enough. Tea Mahilona, her family. I was raised with the Mahilonas. On behalf of their family, we ask that you, especially now with things getting so stressful, getting to work late or trying to be at work on time with traffic being this way and driving crazy is just irresponsible and super dangerous. So we ask that you please drive safely. Just know that our family and friends are on the road and we wouldn't want to, harm or injure anybody. There's actually been too much of that already on our coast, and the only people that can change it is us. We're responsible for the changes in our community, and again, appreciate you all. Appreciate you tuning in today. And on behalf of Living 96792, thank you for watching. Aloha.